Mickey Henehan.
Thank you very much, John. Thank you, band. Oh, man, it was like we planned that. It's like I almost know what I'm doing. Thank you very much, Good Night Show, for having me. Such a warm reception from you guys. Thank you so much. You're awesome. And speaking of warmth, really nice weather today. Yeah, that's right. A stand-up comic who's not afraid to talk about the weather. Buckle up, sheeple. Get ready to hunker down in the bunker because Uncle Mickey's dropping some truth bombs. So yeah, pretty pleasant weather today. I rather enjoyed it. Today was what I like to call light jacket weather, which I distinguish from jacket weather because jacket weather is when it's so cold that you have to wear a jacket. Light jacket weather is when it's just cold enough that you get to wear a jacket. It's a nice little opportunity, and you better, enjoy it while it lasts because at the rate that we're like changing the climate and turning our planet into some horrible Star Trek original series, Chronicles of Riddick Husk, where like your blood boils at sunrise and you freeze at sunset, your kids, and I say your kids because look at me, I'm not having any kids. Nobody's going to call me daddy until I can get somebody to call me daddy, if you know what I mean. But your kids won't even have light jacket weather. Like, they might have something called light jacket weather, but that's just when the weather's so crazy you have to wear a jacket made out of light or you'll die instantly. But you know what they say about the weather in New Orleans? You guys all know the saying, right? If you don't like the weather in New Orleans, hey, how do you think I feel, buddy? I got to live in this nonsense all year long in a drafty shotgun apartment that was built 140 years ago by the same geniuses that thought slavery was a super cool idea. I got one window unit AC in the front room that doesn't work. I got one gas heater in the back room that doesn't work. The middle of the house is a nightmare. All summer long, I wake up an hour early. I take 3 showers. I put on baby powder. I put on deodorant. I put on reodorant. I put on eau de parfum. I put on eau de cologne. I take one step outside that door, -7 showers right away. I'm drowning in my own sweat. I got earwax running down my back. My feet have morning breath. My armpits have skid marks. It's a time-honored saying. All of our streetcar conductors and riverboat captains know it by heart. I do love living in this city. I've lived here my whole life. I love living in New Orleans, but I don't like being reminded that I live in New Orleans, if you know what I mean. Like, anytime I see New Orleans on TV, I just throw up on myself, you know. But then there's like little moments. Like the other day, I was walking through the grocery store. I had a very NOLA moment. I was walking through the grocery store parking lot, and I almost got run over twice by the same car, which was wrapped up in advertisements for ghost tours. Now, my first thought was they should fire that guy. You know, he's an ambassador to the tourism, you know, the tourists that we need to suck dry to stay alive, and he's putting a bad face on this city. Haunted History should fire that guy. And then I think, wait a minute, ghost tours, maybe this is the best employee they've ever had. Like, the day before, they had a board meeting where they're like, guys, we got to shut it down. People are sick of the same old ghosts. Marie Laveau, Jean Lafitte. People are tired. If we don't get some new ghosts, I'm afraid we're going to have to shut down. And Randy's just leaning up against the car, smoking a cigarette, like, I got this. And he gets in the car, goes to the grocery store. Next day, new tour. The Haunted Winn-Dixie, everybody. Over here, there's the ghost of an old lady who just couldn't move fast enough. And over here, we have the ghost of a balding, four-eyed, open mic comedian. And if you listen very carefully, you can hear him moaning, the license plate number of this very car. Ooh. So I don't know what gave it away. Maybe it's my glasses. Maybe it's the complete lack of hope in the eyes behind them. But I work at a comic book store. Which you would think would be the dream job for me because I get to meet like-minded individuals. But now that we all know what my mind is like, I don't want to meet those people. Talking to a customer at the comic shop is like talking to a mirror that's stupider than me, and I can tell exactly how many cats it owns by smell, you know? And I didn't realize this when I took the job. Not only am I a retail clerk, I am also an unpaid, untrained, unlicensed therapist for people who were abused as children by Michael Bay and George Lucas. I didn't know that when I took the job, but that's part of the deal. I'm the first line of defense from really important opinions by grown men about things that haven't happened yet. And then once they have happened, still haven't happened because they're make-believe. Isn't that crazy? It's like, dude, there's an order of operations. Let Ben Affleck ruin Batman for you forever and then get mad about it. They haven't even filmed the movie yet. Perfect example. Last summer, I'm just minding my own business in the shop. And this guy comes in and he's super angry. He's like, they did it, man. they did it. They killed the Ninja Turtles. That movie's going to suck. And I was like, hey, man, the movie hasn't come out yet. He's like, I don't even care. I saw the trailer. I know everything I need to know. It's going to suck. It's going to be stupid. They got nostrils. That's it. That was his whole criticism. That's what ruined this grown man's suspension of disbelief while watching a movie about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not the fact that he was a grown man putting his emotional well-being in the hands of a Michael Bay production about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Not the fact that it's impossible to throw any more than 2 ninja stars from a single 3-fingered hand with any degree of accuracy. Not the fact that while the omnivorous digestive tract of a red-eared slider turtle would have no problem processing an ice cream and jelly pizza with extra anchovies, its chewing and swallowing mechanisms would be useless outside the water. Not the fact that the dome-shaped vertebral structure of any turtle, or tortoise, terrapin, or any other chelonian reptile of the order Testudines would never hold up to the strain of being quintupled in size and resolutely also increased in mass, surface area, and volume, but at different rates, and expected to hold up to the strain of being erected for bipedal locomotion and ninjutsu acrobatics. But the nostrils, that's what breaks it apart for you? And more than anything, I don't understand how a grown man who goes to a special building to ask another grown man for a picture book about a white guy that turns into a gray Hulk, that turns into a green Hulk, and then back into a green Hulk just in time to fight a red Hulk, and still be racist. It doesn't make any sense to me. Another story. Last summer, one more before I get out of here. There was this storyline. It's called Ultimate Spider-Man. I don't know if you guys have read this, but it's a story where Spider-Man dies in the line of duty, and his powers and costume are taken up by a young interracial boy. Sorry, biracial. I watch a lot of porno. A young biracial boy named Miles Morales. He's half black and half Latino, and he makes a great Spider-Man. It's a great comic. But sure enough, before it had even hit the stands, I get all these racist jerks coming in my face. I mean, coming into the store and getting in my face. They come in and they get in my face. If anybody's got a Netflix password, I could really use some variety in my online entertainment. And he's saying all this racist stuff, and he's like, oh, the black president made Spider-Man a black balloon, not in my backyard. And I'm like, and of course, you call them out on being a racist, and every bigot comes, you know, they have like 1 or 2 stock lines, and this guy came out with this one. He said, how do you expect me to explain this to my kids? Which is weird, because that only applies to some things. You know, the concept of an afterlife, you know, the estate tax. There's some things that are hard to explain to kids, but Black Spider-Man is not one of them. It's so easy to explain. Your kid could explain it to you. It goes like this. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. It's so easy to explain. There's been a catchy jingle for it for 40 years. And also, that's a coward's argument. That's a coward's way out. How do you expect me to explain this to my kid? You're basically deflecting my criticism by saying, I'm not racist. I'm just being sensitive to the feelings of my very racist child, okay? Give him a break. He was born right after 9/11. He's real set in his ways. He doesn't trust brown people yet. Hey, guys, thanks a lot. I was Mickey Henehan. That was my story.